Thank you very much, Hainsey, and welcome to everyone around the country on TV and also here at the Star for, of course, the 2012 Bortoli Wines Golden Rose. And I know we've got plenty of anxious people here in a field of 10 runners with 2 girls and 8 boys to go around on Saturday for the Bortoli Wines $1 Million Golden Rose. And what a great race it's become in the short 10-year history. We've seen so many horses go from this race on to stardom throughout the Melbourne Spring and then back that up year after year. Anthony Cummings will be trying to win his second, of course, with multiple runners this year. We've also got the filly. Doubt Filly, she paid the late entry to get into the Golden Slipper and she ran 4th. She backs up after running 5th last Saturday in the Silver Shadow. What a race it's going to be. Of course, whenever you do something official, you've got to have the police alongside. The Chief Steward of Race in New South Wales, Ray Murray, will be here with adjudication. Also from the Stewards Pedal, Chris Polglaze will be drawing at the numbers. Also, I'd like to welcome up on stage one of the ATC ambassadors. And for those of you in Australia that didn't watch The Voice, there's only about 3 or 4 of you out there, she was the star of the show. Forget about Seal or Joel Madden or the team or Keith Urban. Would you please welcome Emma Louise Birdsall. And following this, hopefully TV and about to stay with us, and Emma and I are just going to sing the national anthem together a little bit later on this afternoon. Would you please welcome to commence the draw this morning, the chairman of the Australian Turf Club, Mr. John Cornish.
Thanks, Richie. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting day, isn't it? $1 million race, and this is the draw for it. Lots of trainers here, jockeys, thoroughbred owners, of course, and the media are here in great numbers. Look, we just simply want to welcome you to the 2012 Bortoli Golden Rose Barrier Draw. This draw is the final piece in the puzzle before the Group 1 racing season gets underway, and particularly this race gets underway. This Saturday, Bortoli's Wines Rose Hill Gardens, the race carries a $1 million purse, making it the richest race in Sydney this spring. Over a short 9-year history, the race has firmly planted itself as one of the signature races, and particularly 3-year-old events, of all Sydney racing. It continually provides winners and place getters who have gone on to stamp their mark at much higher grade in Australia's premier races. This year looks to be no exception. The quality is very, very high. On behalf of the Australian Turf Club, I'd like to welcome Warwick Brook and his team from Bortoli Wines. They've been long-time supporters of Sydney racing, and we're simply delighted that this partnership now grows and grows and grows to a point where it's arrived at the naming rights for what is a hero race this spring. I urge all racegoers that are watching this to be at Rose Hill Gardens this Saturday. This is something very special on Saturday. The weather looks to be terrific, and this spring carnival will start with a truly memorable race meeting, and I hope you can all make it there. To the participants, owners, jockeys, trainers, good luck in the draw. Thanks very much.
It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, Johnny, but that's my job for the next few days. I'm going to have you saying to Bortoli Wines by the end of Saturday afternoon, and I can guarantee it's one of the best drops. In my house, it's the fun wine for any time, to Bortoli Wines. It's a great pleasure. I've known this man for a long time. He's not just a supporter of the big racing, of course, in Sydney at the ATC, supporter of racing right through our state of New South Wales and basically right throughout Australia. So please welcome, he's a state manager for New South Wales and ATC. He's a mad horse lover, Mr. Warwick Brook. I'll get him. How are you, mate?
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the 2012 barrier draw of the Bortoli Wines Golden Rose. We are absolutely delighted to be a sponsor of this race and have an association with the Australian Turf Club that we have had for many years, and we certainly look forward to its continuance for many years to come. For us to be associated with the Australian Turf Club is a great pleasure. It's extremely important in business that the companies that we go into sponsorship with, we have an ethos, and that they marry the ethos of us. That is about integrity of business, that's about honesty in business, it's about commitment to the cause, and it is about doing honest things by your honest sponsors. As I said, we're delighted to be part of the association with the Australian Turf Club. We look forward to its continuance for many years to come. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate all the entrants in Saturday's race. Wish all the owners, the trainers and the jockey all the very best of luck. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, Warwick. And in the short 10 years, as Warwick said, it's been amazing. We've got a jockey here who, of course, will be chasing another win in the great race. Huey Bowman will join us very shortly, of course, who was able to win the first 2 runnings of the Golden Rose, of course, on In Top Swing and Doonan, I think, for Helen Page. And now we've got a great sponsor in the Bortoli Wines. And it's ironic that we're here to the Star to celebrate the Barrier Draw, because back in when the race first came about in 2003, I know the STC board back then were thinking of calling it the Golden Star and not the Golden Rose. It would be ironic if that was actually true. But it's a great race, and no doubt the 10 horses go around this Saturday, and the filly Nachita, who of course toyed with the opposition a few weeks ago, is dominating the market. If you haven't seen the field, let's have a look at the field for the 2012 De Bortoli Wines Golden Rose. The number 1 saddlecloth will be carried by Epaulet from the Peter Snowden stable. Tommy Berry has been booked for that ride. Emarino from the Gerald Ryan stable with Jim Cassidy. Great to see the pumper back last Saturday. Your Song, Anthony Cummings and Peter Roble. Cabayan, Gay Waterhouse's lone representative, and hasn't the race been thrown open with Piero, of course, going to Melbourne nice and early. Nasharilla on board of Cabayan. Ninth Legion, the second runner for the Anthony Cummings yard with Hugh Bowman on board. Albret, Peter Snowden's second runner, and the one that Kieran McAvoy, the stable rider, has chosen to ride. Albret. Ashakan for Johnny O'Shea and James McDonald. Sham Express, he's paid the late entry fee, and I know Jeff Dimmery and all the owners, and there's one owner here we'll have a chat with very shortly. Corey Brown has been booked to ride for Danny O'Brien. Doubt Filly, Stewie Kendrick. Jimmy Byrne, unlucky running 4th last week, should have finished a little bit closer. And Nachita, the talk of the town, undefeated this girl. She's a star on the horizon from the Patinack Farm team of John Thompson and Christian Reith. We might get underway, Ray. And what will happen is Ray will put the numbers into these, simple as you like. Now, if you'd like to pass me that bottle of Noble One, Emma, and I'll explain to everyone how we do it. The De Bortoli, if you're one of the representatives that will be called upon, the bottles are here. It's a matter of just taking the lid off, and when you pick up your bottle, the barrier will be hung around the inside the neck of the Noble One. And if you're looking for a dessert wine, I think you look no further than Noble One dessert wine. Is that right, Warwick? Outstanding. There'll be a nice case. I'll just give you the address a little bit later for my house and Emma's house as well. I'll give you the lid back. The first horse out, Ray, in the 2012 De Bortoli Wines Golden Rose. Number 4. Number 4, Cabayan from the Gay Waterhouse stable, and of course Cabayan be raced in the Guri. Monica Barrera, of course, the granddaughter of Eduardo Cuenco, is on the way up. Monica, she's had a bit of luck at these barrier draws previously. And the first barrier out, 1 to 10. Here we go. Shortest way home, barrier 1. Barrier 1 for Cabayan. Barrier 1, I think Gay will be pretty happy. The next horse out, 1400 metres, Group 1 Saturday. What a cracking race it's going to be.
Number 3.
Number 3, Your Song. Anthony Cummings, Peter Roble and Your Song. Monica, you should have stayed up here. Got 2 duties, and Ray's got you out nice and early. Your Song, of course, a cracking run behind Piero a fortnight ago. Can you go for barrier 2, 1 and 2? Or was it the other end of the scale? Barrier 9. I knew it wasn't good when you showed it to Anthony Cummings. He looked like they just put a vegetarian meal in front of him. Rightio, the third horse out. I'm allowed to do that, Anthony, because I'm as big as you. It's when, well, actually, I might be bigger than you nowadays.
Number 2.
Number 2. Emarino, Blake Ryan, of course, now the king of the picnic circuit in the saddle, riding plenty of winners for his father Gerald, of course, here. Jim Cassidy on board. Barrier 3, and I reckon Gerald might be tickled pink. Barrier 3 for Emarino in the 1400 metres, big dash on Saturday. And what a cracking day it's going to be if you get the opportunity to come out to Rosehill Gardens. And don't forget the big Racing for Real promotion. One lucky person on track at Rosehill this Saturday will walk away with a cool cheque of $30,000, courtesy of the Go Real for Racing and the ATC this spring carnival. Yes, Emma?
Number 1.
Number 1, Epaulet. Davy Charles is here. Epaulet from the Peter Snowden stable. Tommy Berry is on board. First canister, first Noble One bottle. Barrier 8. barrier 8 for Epaulet. So we've got Epaulet in 8, Emarino in 3, Your Song in 9, and Callander in 1. Of course, we'll be joined by Glenn Munsey following this draw to give us an update on the tab.com.au market for the Bortoli Wines Golden Rose. Emma, number 10, Nachita. Peter Beer, I think, is here, the CEO of the Patinack Farm team. What are you looking for, Pete? Number 6, Won't Matter. Or is that confidence, or just won't matter that you can't do anything about it? Barrier 6 for Nachita the filly. Barrier 6. Number 9, Doubt Filly. Emma, you've got to make your way over this one. This is the one that Emma's going to draw for the Queensland team of Doubt Filly. Of course, who are in 4th in the Amy Golden Slipper. You'll look after him, won't you, Emma? Oh, perfect. Barrier 4. I don't reckon you could have drawn a better barrier for them. You'll be the toast of the town. Barrier 4 for Doubt Filly, the Queenslander, Stuart Kendrick. No doubt the team are watching around Australia. And, mate, Barrier 4, I think you'd be pretty tickled pink with that. The next one out.
8.
Number 8, Sham Express. Sham Express. And, of course, Andrew Smith. Good on you, mate. They paid the late entry fee, looking for 2 years in a row, I think, because Menawanui paid it. Barrier 7 for Sham Express for Danny O'Brien and Corey Brown booked to ride. And of course, I think Jeff broke the news with us on Racing Review last Sunday morning when he tweeted and texted in that she'd be paying the late entry fee, he'd be paying for Sham Express. 3 to go, Emma.
5.
Number 5, 9th Legion. Suzanne Grosvenor is here. Here comes Suzanne. 9th Legion. I think it's the blowout. What are you looking for? Will 2 do? Don't go 10 because Anthony's already got 9 on 1. 5, that's okay, that's okay. Put that heart back in there, Anthony. Let me tell you, we've got Snowden O'Shea, we've got 2 and 10 left. Knowing Johnny O'Shea can get upset, Johnny. I don't want to be drawing his one.
6.
Number 6, Albret. You won't have a chance. Albret, and Dave Charles is coming back up. This is for Albret. 2 or 10, Dave? It's one or the other. Oh, 10. Oh, Johnny O'Shea, you'd be jumping for joy. Albret draws 10, and Asher Can. Is Brycey Hayes here? Bryce was... you might have to draw this one as well, Emma.
Sure.
He's not here, is he? Yep, away you go, Emma. I reckon this is easy. You've had 2 goes. You're going to draw 4 and 2, which is pretty impressive. I hope it's 2. If it's not, we're in awful trouble. Thank you, Emma. Barrier 2. So looking at the field for this Saturday, it's the $1 million race, the only $1 million race this spring carnival. It's for the 3-year-olds, the Bortoli Wines Golden Rose, and we thank Warwick Brook and all the team at Bortoli Wines, great sponsors. Number 1, Epaulet. Prior to the barrier draw, we're going to get Glenn Munsey up very shortly. Epaulet was $13. It's drawn barrier 8. Interesting to see what happens. Emarino was $51. It's drawn barrier 3. Your Song was $8. It's drawn barrier 9. Callander, $4.60 second favourite. It's drawn barrier 1 for Gay and Nash. 9th Legion was $17 for Hugh Bowman and Anthony Cummings, and they've got barrier 5. Albret, the outside, it was $8. It was now barrier 10. Peter Snowden, McAvoy. Asho Can, barrier 2. John O'Shea, James McDonald was $26. Sham Express was $13. It's drawn barrier 7. Doubt Filly was hundreds. It's drawn barrier 4. It might tighten up. And the dominant favourite prior to the barrier draw was Nachita at $2.20. She was very, very short indeed.